All right, this short video is to go over the solution to 12C from the Unit 2 review. The formula that we're working with here has a total of three variables. R represents the radius of the curve, V represents the velocity of the vehicle, theta represents that angle of elevation of the road. So overall, the three questions that are in or associated with number 12 are asking you to solve for the three different variables. So part A, you're solving for R. Part B, you're solving for V. Part C, you're solving for theta. So for part C, get this stuff out of the way here. The numbers that need to get plugged in, the 80 has to go in the V slot, the 1100 goes in the R slot, the thetas are variable. So the first thing that I'm going to do here to get, well actually back up a step here, an intermediate goal is we want to get tangent of theta by itself. If we get tangent of theta by itself and a number on the other side, we know we can finish the problem with an inverse tangent. Now in order to make that happen, I'm going to put that over 1 and cross multiply. So 1 times 80 squared is 80 squared, and then it's that whole binomial times 1100. Now if you want to, you could multiply through by 1100, but it's going to get the numbers to be awfully big. I'd prefer, as an alternate next step, divide both sides by 1100. All right, that gets you to this line right here. Keeping in mind our intermediate goal is we would like to isolate or get that tangent of theta by itself. So the next move is to subtract 4.5 from both sides. That gets you to here. Next move, to get that tangent by itself, divide both sides by 32.2. That gets you to here. That isolates the tangent. So now what we're going to do is take the inverse tangent of both sides. So that's just some decimal number that we have yet to find in our calculator. Whatever that number is, we're taking the inverse tangent of it. So as far as what the keystrokes would look like to make that happen, double check my mode, make sure that I'm in degree mode. Yes, I am. I am going to work on getting that number right there. So it's 80 squared divided by 1100. Then I'm going to subtract 4.5. And then I'm going to divide by 32.2. Oops, what happened here? Why didn't it like that? I don't know what happened. We'll start over. 80 squared divided by 1100. Messed up again. This is not going well. 80 squared divided by 1100. Get that number. Minus 4.5. Get that number. Divided by 32.2. Get that number. So this whole thing right here is equal to about 0.04. That's what we're taking the inverse tangent of, but we're going to do so without any intermediate rounding. So inverse tangent of that answer gets us that number that's about 2.3 degrees, and I believe the rounding instructions for the nearest tenth, to the nearest tenth of a degree. So 2.3 degrees is our final answer.